Coming up on Coronation Street next week, Shona's son Clayton makes a return to the show and requests David to come and visit him in prison. This meeting seems completely out of the blue, so I wonder what Clayton has to say to David that is so important. Also, it seems David will keep this a secret from Shona and not tell her that he's been to speak to her son in prison. Later in the week, Shona gets a huge shock as she receives a phone call from the police saying that Clayton is in hospital. I wonder what has happened to him, and will David confess to secretly going to speak to him before this? Unable to live with her guilt, Dee Dee hands herself over to Kit at the police station and confesses to hitting Joel with a crowbar on the night that he was murdered. But she insists that she was acting in self-defense and that Joel was still alive when she left the scene. Kit contemplates arresting Dee Dee, but soon after her confession, a different piece of evidence is presented that could shake up the whole case. DS Swain reveals to Carla and Dee Dee that someone planted her police CS spray, which is a type of tear gas, near the weapon that was used to kill Joel, clearly trying to frame her for the murder. This adds a whole other aspect into who actually landed the final blow that killed Joel. And on Friday, Joel's killer will finally be revealed, in a special episode that will include police interviews and backflashes to the night he was murdered, as well as a proper look at who was on the bridge with him and landed the fatal blow that killed him. Also on Coronation Street next week, Tim confronts Mason and his brothers, as his car and one of Sally's rings has been stolen from his house. This comes after Tim gave Mason a place to stay, after discovering him sleeping rough in his back garden shed. It's obvious to Tim that Mason is scared of his brothers, as he acts timid during the altercation. I wonder what Tim's next move will be to get his belongings back.